Welcome back to GSL Kodes. Tasteless and Artosis here. And we're going to be going into the winner's match.
Yes, we are, Tasteless.
To see who's going to be first to get out of this group.
Well, Symbol against Keen. Keen is the type of player that can take a win off Symbol. You know, Symbol always had a harder time in, you know, the mid-game of Zerg versus Terran. And, in fact, was very reliant upon Infestor-style play. But Infestor-style play, not as good as it once was.
Yeah.
So if Keen plays a very strong Terran against Symbol, I don't know, man. Is Symbol going to be able to actually hold on? Is he going to switch into Mutalisk-style play that he doesn't have as much experience with?
I don't know. We'll have to see. Keen, like I said before, I always predict this guy to get out of his group if he's in a round of 32.
Yeah.
Because he is... This is what time... You have to think, Keen probably has, by the way, no anxiety or pressure issues whatsoever.
Yeah, I don't
with the amount
so.
of times he's been here.
Well, I think the same can be said for Symbol. This guy always gets
Symbol is a guy we kept expecting to win a GSL Kodes.
Yeah. And he's come very close, especially that last time.
All right, we're going to be going on Red City for the first match. And then sick Red City. So, you know, we'll have to see what exactly these guys have in store for us. This is one of our newer maps.
Yeah.
So we can see some pretty crazy strats.
It's basically brand new this season between GSTL and...
By the way, this map doesn't strike me as much of a city.
No,
like Metropolis would actually strike me as more of a city.
Maybe it was a city that got nuked or something. This is 40 years later.
Could be. All right, guys, get ready as we go on with these two heavyweights right now, Symbol and Keen, as they duke it out to move on to the round of 16 here in the GSL Kodes. In the bottom right starting location, we have one of the best Zergs in the world, especially in endgame. He is...
Ajubu, Symbol.
And in the bottom... Oh, excuse me. And in the bottom left starting location, we have our Terran player who managed to beat Squirtle. Can he do it here with Symbol? He is...
MVP King.
I'm still looking for a player handsomer than Keen Tastes.
Yeah, I don't know who it is. We got some good lookers, too, in the GSL.
Me?
No.
32 of the handsomest individuals I've ever seen.
Yeah. That comes hand in hand if you're a pro gamer.
That one guy, though, not going to say any names, but my God. All right.
Okay.
So again, I want to just go over this because Symbol, I am a little bit nervous for him to get into the late game. If he can get there without taking a lot of damage, then he should be good. But, you know, his style was so Wings of Liberty-esque, so Infestor-based. You still can go Infestor, but then Keen is going to be dropping everywhere. You know, we've seen some players that are Infestor-type players like Lucira try to make mutas, and then they're not as good against a frontal push because they don't do it every single game, you know, 30 games a day or whatever. And, you know, it's a hard balance to actually try to reach correctly. But, of course, Symbol, it's kind of a different style than a lot of players. So we might even see something even different from both those. Different from Infestor, different from Muta. If there was a player that was going to go Roach Hydra, I could see him doing it. And, well, as far as late game goes, Swarm Hosts were invented for Symbol, as far as I'm concerned. Amount of
I just want to see more Swarm Hosts in general. I haven't seen enough here in Kodes yet.
I'm starting to see them a lot in Protoss for Zerg.
They're really strong.
They are.
Well, if you get caught off guard by Swarm Hosts too,
it can be scary.
It's really hard to deal with.
If
the Locusts deal so much damage.
I'm actually more afraid of just the long-term Swarm Host play where they get like 30.
Yeah,
behind
they're just turtling.
And spores, and you're like, oh. Okay, so let's take a look here.
Yep.
Looks like Keen, of course, he went for that very fast command center. Symbol, in the meantime, scouting with his overlords a little bit. Has that natural expansion. No gas yet for him. Gonna have to keep an eye on exactly when he wants to get his gases. He's definitely a Zerg that does enjoy mineral-heavy, queen-heavy type of play.
All right, we have the factory on the way now. I like that hidden overlord there. Next to one of the only buildings in Red City.
Yeah. This could be the
Didn't say it had to be a big metropolitan area, guys. Just
people
live here.
You know, having something be called a city is just paperwork.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
true.
true.
I lived in a town, but there's many cities that have less people than my town had.
That's very true. In Red City, just not a lot of people. And then one day, the mayor of Red City was like, we got to get this to be kind of a tourist destination. We got to get, Red City out there. I want people to know Red City.
Well, the thing is, you can't have a mayor until you're a city, so maybe it was the councilman, the town councilman.
It could have been, yeah.
That lobbied to get it to be a city, so he could be the mayor.
He said, well, look, why
His
don't we
pay
have
grade went up.
Starcraft matches here? We'll have Starcraft matches in Red City. People when they think Red City are going to think pro game and esports, moving up, progressive.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's a good platform to run on. I'd vote for him.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, the mayor of Red City, a lot of people make fun of Red City. It's kind of, sometimes people think it's a little bit provincial.
It is a bit
It's a little,
It's a pretty decently sized. What it reminds me of is Juneau, Alaska. It's one of the biggest cities in the world technically, but it has like 30,000 people on it. It just has this huge.
And that's like what Red City was. So, why don't we start having StarCraft map called Juneau, Alaska? We play games there.
I would like that.
Put Juneau on the map. Give Juneau some credit. There's probably some great people there.
I wonder if we have anyone that watches GSL from Juneau.
Of course. I guarantee you at least one person.
There's only like 30,000 people in that town.
And you think that nobody out of those 30,000 people
I guess they
watches
should,
GSL?
right?
This is like...
I guess that's silly of me.
Yeah, you're being a little bit of a silly nerd.
All right, we do have a Roachworm on the way and a Nidus Worm. Oh. All right. Well, this is definitely something, and look at that. He has it with the Overlord's dropping creep, so a scan won't
Can that
see
actually... Is that going to fit in there?
The Nidus Worm? I think he's going to see the edge. I'm pretty fairly certain of that. This is something that can end the game so quickly.
Question is, is he going to notice? That's actually kind of a hard place to spot.
Look at that. He won 8 out of 11 matches using Nidus Worms. He needs to just use a Nidus Worm every game. That's a sick win percentage. That's high enough to win GSLs.
All right, does he see it?
Oh my God.
You're kidding me.
You got to be joking. And look at this. He's going mass Blue Flame Hellions.
Blue Flame Hellions.
Yeah, and they're going to be boo Flame Hellions because they're going to be crying tasteless when all these roaches are in the main base.
He didn't quite get the roaches in there in time. Now you heard it. Oh my God, get those roaches out, please.
And he's trying to target that down. He knows he has to kill it, but will he actually be able to?
Remake the Nidus Worm at this point.
Yeah.
If he loses it.
Well,
Queen comes through.
This is a lot of damage, Tasteless. And in fact, every SCV coming up, it doesn't look like there's going to be any way for him to win this game.
Nicely done here by Symbol. A lot more damage still being dealt here. More roaches being made too. Really trying to get that Nidus Worm and hit it hard. But already, GG. The roaches come through. GG. Well played there by Symbol.
Symbol staying very aggressive.
Let's just say Symbol knows the layout of Red City pretty well.
Yeah, he does. He has the plans to it. He went to the basement of the library.
Put it right by the old abandoned Chrysler building.
All right.
Keen was kind of smiling like that, like, God damn it.
Yeah, he's like, oh, wow, that was just out of my vision. That's too bad. If you do spot that first Nidus and kill it before it opens, you're in such a nice spot.
Yeah.
You still can lose.
Well, the game can still go on, but...
Yeah. Well, all right. So what map is Keen going to choose? You think Star Station, maybe?
Yeah, sure, I guess.
I think it's not a bad choice, at third being wide open and all. What else could we have?
It could be Daybreak or something pretty normal.
Yeah, I guess it could be. I think Keen is a little bit more flashy than that, though.
What about Akalon Wastes?
Yeah, not a bad choice. It's a map that you can easily get 3-4 bases on.
That kind of feels like the new Daybreak. Okay, it's going to be Akalon Wastes.
Akalon it's a solid map, really. It's one of those maps that you know that you can get to the late game on.
Yep.
Wow.
All right. Well, players are ready to go, and it looks like our Korean casts are ready to do this. So we're going to get this going. Remember, Symbol has to win this one of the next 2 games to move on. If Keen is out of this, because I know we have a lot of new people who are not quite familiar with the GSL Code S format. Keen, if he loses this best of 3, we'll go on to the final match, best of 3 number 5.
Yeah.
All right, so get ready, because the game is just now loaded up. Starcraft 2, the most competitive esport in the entire world, here in Seoul, Korea, the capital of esports. So we see the best players duke it out at the GSL Korea.